Yo, what is up, guys? I'm Phil Gaming. I'm bringing you this video today because we are going to give you guys our review on 2K25 as from the time that it came out to the point that it's at now. So let's talk about it. So play mode is just your normal play mode. My rise is pretty, pretty decent. Um, I like the factor where it doesn't end after like it has a long story and it doesn't end, but when you get to the end it lets you continue your story and lets you replay it multiple times with the same people that you've created. That's obviously a plus. And then we've got showcase mode about which lets you play through the bloodline dynasty, and honestly that is pretty awesome. It's pretty cool to play through all the historic matches and everything and learning about the bloodline's legacy. And then we get to the island, which is basically the city from NBA 2K. um Unfortunately I don't really play it much these days because, as far as I know, I completed chapter 1, and it says, rank up, rank up your character, and wait for further instructions from your tribal chief. And yeah, I've leveled up my character to 90. I don't play it to fight. I don't like the PvP method of it. That's just not what it should be about, really. And then we get to my GM. Yeah, my GM is pretty cool. You can play against your friends. You can play against the AI. When you get to the Hall of Fame and you get inducted, you do get manager cards for my faction. Same with my rise, you get my faction cards in my rise as well. So yes, and showcase. So showcase, my GM and my rise gives you my faction cards for your faction, which we'll get to that in a bit. And then we get, but unfortunately the showcase ones, the my rise ones, and the my GM ones, they do not count towards your collector's level, and that's a bit disappointing because you spend 5 to 6 hours in my rise doing the live events to get 280 stars. And yeah, so that doesn't, so you've wasted 5 to 6 hours trying to get 280 stars for these my rise card, my faction, my rise cards, and you don't get them. And the same with the showcase, you play through all the showcases, and yes, and you basically get the cards, and the cards don't count towards the collectors. Same with the GM managers. But yeah, so let's actually talk about my faction. And my faction is was in an okay spot for a while, and then all of a sudden 2K decided, oh, you know what, we're gonna do a shadow patch. And what did that shadow patch bring? It brought us a nerf to Sting Like a Bee, and obviously now 2K has been doing stuff randomly in the background, and apparently that my faction mode is broke at the moment. There's a lot of stuff that's broke. So let's talk about live events while we're here. As for the live events, the reward system is it's pretty trash. We had John Cena's birthday bash a while ago, and it was like, oh, we're they're back to giving us 4 rewards. And then Kane's birthday bash came out over the weekend, and we're back to 1. As for the April Smash and Stash, this is literally worth your time grinding, because this is what the reward should look like. If you took away the side plates, just give them a lot of MFP, give a lot of packs, and then you basically can just grind Smash and Stash out and get some and get like 10 rewards in total. Randy Orton's birthday bash also is 4 rewards as well. You got Faction Wars tickets, you got 1,000 MFP, you got 2,000 MFP, and then you got Bronze John Cena, which obviously was needed for the Superstar of the Month John Cena events, where John Cena breaks Rey Mysterio. And yeah, there was only one reward here. You got a Silver John Cena 12. And then one of the worst Superstars of the Month where Cena breaks Zayn in an ambulance match. So yeah, this one was pretty bad as well, ladies and gentlemen. And then John Cena breaks The Undertaker. This one was so bad as well. Up against a giant with no hub. Yeah, so there's that. Cody's wasn't too bad. You could get it done in 3 tries. You can't count them out. Well, you can count them out if you're lucky, but they buffed the AI, and the AI is a lot smarter now. And then we've got Randy Orton 09 to get Lyra Valkyria. Yeah, so this is just a 1 reward event as well. And then we get to the New Year boss battles for WrestleMania Volume 2. So yeah, so Sound of Sirens for Kofi Kingston has to get past the Tribal Chief. Yeah, Roman Reigns. And this match, personally, from just watching people play it, this match is the biggest load of BS that 2K has ever done. It's like boss battles meet Superstar of the Month Cena events. So yeah, so you could hit Roman Reigns with 4 or 5 finishers, maybe a couple of signatures, and Roman is not gonna go down. Like, Roman will not stay down without a fight. So yeah, and especially when you throw him into the ambulance, and when you're trying to do the mini game, Roman Reigns he's just OP at that point. Like, if Roman Reigns hits you with a Superman punch, just one Superman punch, one spear, and if Roman Reigns stuns you and throws you in, the match is over. All it takes is one Superman punch and one spear, and you've hit Roman with 4 to 5 Trouble in Paradises, 3 SOSs. But personally, the way I beat it, just the same way I did with Sami Zayn. There's a method where you can go backstage, and apparently when you go backstage and you're not in the natural environment, the AI will break. See, like, the computer's AI will break because it's not in its natural environment where it's supposed to be for that particular event. And hopefully, if we get any more ambulance matches, 2K don't clock on to this method and just disable going backstage, because if they disable backstage for these types of matches when you're so this match is not enjoyable in the slightest, especially when you've got to do it 4 times. Yes, you have to beat Roman 4 times. You get a base Tempest, you get a base Volume 2, you get a Deluxe Volume 1, and you get a Chad Gable 16 Persona card. So yes, we've got that. And then we get down to the Carry Scene one, Pirates and Eradicators. This one, personally, is just boring. They could have made it like a special match. Just give us like a special match type like they did with Kofi and Reigns. But yeah, they just decided to give us a normal one-on-one for Carrie Shane to get Maxine Dupree. And the same rewards. So yeah, base Tempest, a base Volume 2, a Deluxe Volume 1, and Maxine Dupree. So yeah, so this one was just boring. And then we get to the Gauntlet of the Immortals. This one, which is 1-on-5, just you versus 5 other opponents, which are AI generated. Yeah, so obviously this is a KO match, and yes, so you got to knock out your opponents. The only problem we've got the gauntlets of the Immortals 1 and 2, as one is male and one is female. The only problem with these is the fact that you have to stand around and wait instead of 2K just disabling and like disabling you having to, yeah, just disable watching, having to watch the entrances or spectate the entrances as you would if you're doing these in play mode. You can basically just, I think you can just skip. You can skip straight to the fight, but 2K has your person in the ring after you've knocked out the first opponent, and you're just standing around waiting, and people are, yeah, and then the people are so slow. They're just taking their time to get down to the ring, and that is so boring. At least for 4,000 MFP, you are getting back on your, you are getting paid back on your for your time, but honestly, you could do this match you could literally beat the match 4 times and get 4 rewards and still and have the 4,000 NFP in there. On the same with Gauntlet of Immortals 2, um, they're okay. It's just the fact you're standing around in the ring, just waiting for your opponents to come down. And then, yes, and we have no live events coming up, unfortunately. But hopefully, we do know that we're getting a lot of there's stuff coming in May. We have a 2 week break now of them dropping packs. So you have 2 weeks now to grind your MFP. And as for World Tour, we already beat everything here, and we still can't go to Japan. The grind methods are still active. You can still MFP grind in Orlando. You can still grind MFP in Chicago. You can still go to Los Angeles and grind MFP there. I did go up to Boston and start doing a Rumble Riser grind method. Up in Boston, just with the full Rumble Riser team. You play the Judgment or the Damage Control. Sorry, with a full Rumble Riser team, and it might take 2 minutes per 2 minutes for the grind. But for 600 MFP, I find it's worth it. As for Faction Wars, if we go there, so Faction Wars is broke as well. So Faction Wars is completely broke. They made changes to some of the matches. See, guys, a lot of the matches now they're no DQ. Um, they changed the 3 versus 3 ladder matches, so you can like pin your opponent and you can submit your opponent, and that's a change that they've made. At some points, if the game will crash, like your game will crash out, and if it crashes, at a certain point, unfortunately you're going to lose your ticket for that particular run that day. And 2K, and you can request a ticket of support to 2K themselves, or you can talk to them in their Discord. But obviously, I've heard of people getting banned by 2K in their Discord because they criticized how slow 2K has been. And we've got the rotation cards, and these rotating cards, these were broken when they released at the start of April. And then the permanent cards, they're still the same. There's nothing new in here. And we still have the same amount of bosses that we had since they came out. And so these we're still waiting on new boxes. So yeah, Faction Wars is broke at the moment. And then we get to weekly towers, and weekly towers, guys, they are not, like, they're so not enjoyable. So yeah, so the first 4 weeks when the game was, when you got the early access, you got 5 market tokens, and all you did was play one-on-ones on a single or triple threat. So yeah, they could have at least made match variety over this period. And we got a Superstar Series 1 pack the next week during the release, and then we got a one-on-one, then we got a steel cage shot, changed things up, then we went back to a one-on-one, another one-on-one, and then we ended on a one-on-one. So yeah, so they kind of, so things were, yeah, so it looked like things were looking up whenever they started to verify the matches, and then all we did the next week was one-on-ones. And then in week 4, we got match variety for maybe, yeah, we got match variety. We got Extreme Rules against Roman. Then we went to a one-on-one. Then we went in a steel cage against Kevin Owens. Then we went to an Extreme Rules against Solo. And then we went to a one-on-one. Yeah, so we got 2 Extreme Rules matches, 2 one-on-ones, and 1 steel cage match. And then we went to the next week. We got 5 token market tokens, and we went, yeah, and then we went from a one-on-one to another one-on-one. Then we got an Extreme Rules against Ludwig Kaiser. Then we got a one-on-one. And then they decided, oh, we haven't had an Iron Man match this year, so they gave us an Iron Man match, which is honestly so boring. 15 minutes. So 15 minutes, and you're practically smoking Natalia. See, you're smoking Natalia anyway, like, because from all the damage. And then we go to week 6, we get a one-on-one. Then they give us a Hell in a Cell, so that was a different match against Triple H. And then we went to a one-on-one, another one-on-one, and then we got a tables match. So out of 5 matches, we got 2 different matches. And then we went to week 7, and we got a free agent carrying cross, which you can scrap for MFP. And yeah, so this one we had a one-on-one. Then we had an Iron Man match, our second Iron Man match of weekly towers against Bret Hart. And then we had a 2-on-2 match against Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. And then we went back to a one-on-one. And then we done a triple threat match against The Undertaker and Mankind. So yeah, so that was pretty good. So we've had another boring match in the Iron Man. We had so we seen our first 2-on-2. That's pretty good. And then we seen a Hell in a Cell, and that obviously was something not expected. But then we go to week 8, and week 8 is kind of where it changed up. So yeah, we got a table match against X-Pac. For 50, all you gotta do against X-Pac is taunt once, and then pick him up in a carry attack, and then just throw him over the top rope and put him in through the table, and you win. And then we've got a 2-on-2 against Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. So yeah, that was pretty good match variety. And then we got a ladder match against Scott Steiner, 93. And then we went back to a one-on-one match. And then we got another 2-on-2 against Hollywood Hogan and Randy Savage. So yeah, so these matches were doing good until we got another 2-on-2. And we got Umaga this week. And we got Umaga in week 8. Who was also broken when he released. And then we go to week 9, and we got 2,500 MFP. And yeah, so the match types you thought would vary, but yeah, we got a one-on-one, we got a steel cage match, we got a one-on-one again, we got another one-on-one, and then we got a tables match against Austin Theory. But instead of 15 points, you need to get 45 points, because it was a Sapphire Austin. But yeah, so we got 3 one-on-ones this week in week 9. And then last week, which is week 10, we got a base volume, I think it's a base volume, yeah, base volume 1, basic volume 1 WrestleMania pack. And this one, you thought that it would do well, but it didn't. So yeah, we got a 2-on-2 for the females this time. And then we got a 1-on-1 against Tamatonga. Then we went back to back into another 1-on-1 against Drew McIntyre. Then we got a fatal 4-way steel cage. So that one was a pretty fun match. It was a bit of a challenging one. It was quite fun. And then we got a tables match against Razor Ramon. So yeah, so obviously the match types, they really need to give us more than just one-on-ones. Cause like that's every card it has a one-on-one in it. And yeah, and now let's talk about ranked. Ranked at the ranked is so it's so disgusting to say. I should put it that way. All ranked is at the moment is just pure cheese tactics, and the MFP that you get for beating your opponents is ridiculous. You could beat somebody on your level, and you could maybe get 2 RP, maybe 1 RP, and sometimes you don't get any RP. And so yeah, what exactly is the point of ranked if you're not getting rewarded for it? The only good thing, guys, to come out of ranked is this Braun Breaker. When you get the Amethyst, you're perfectly fine. Yes, even if you get the Ruby, you get Braun Breaker normally. Even if you get the bronze, so if you get the bronze, you get Braun Breaker on the free agent, which you can scrap for MFP. You get the silver, you get 10 token markets. You get the gold, you get a Series 1 pack. You get the emerald, you get 12,000 MFP. Sapphire, you get 20 tokens. Ruby, you get brawn. You get an actual usable brawn. That doesn't limit you to how many matches you can use them in. And then you get the amethyst, and then you get the shattered brawn. And then you get 40 tokens, market tokens, when you get to diamond. Pink diamond gives you 45,000. And then you get the Galaxy Opal, and you get 65,000 MFP just for hitting that. And yeah, and if you are in the top 10% of Galaxy Opal, you're going to get the Season 1, the Season 1 rank cosmetics. I've stopped at Pink Diamond because I just don't want to deal with the cheese at the moment. So yeah, so I'm happy enough with just ending the season on Pink Diamond. And then we will get to, and now we go to the store. And we're going to talk about the pack system, guys. So right now I've seen a lot of videos and comments on people's videos where people are like, oh, I haven't got this card, or I haven't got that card. Guys, 2K is a company, and they're a big company, and 2K obviously has every person's account on their systems, and they're obviously tracking how much time you invest into the game. For me, I think I've probably put over 100 hours into 2K25. It's 300 plus hours less than when I put into Black Ops 6. As I play Black Ops 6, I play Sparking Zero, and I play all that. But yeah, we're going to talk about the pack odds, ladies and gentlemen. So if we press square right here on the controller, as you can see, this is the odds, ladies and gentlemen. So your regular packs, you get 100% superstar, 41 for a manager, 76 for a side plate. You get 75 for a logo, 75 for a wallpaper. You get 74% for a nameplate, and you get 15% for an oddity. And this is how they split the odds out, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so you're more than you're gonna get, yes, you're more than likely to get a bronze card over any rarity that you need. So yes, you're gonna get gold, silver, bronze managers, over everything else. So you mostly see gold over emerald, sapphire, and ruby. And especially when you need, yeah. So if we go to our headquarters and go to our collection, I mean go to the WrestleMania Volume 2 pack, for example, yeah, so this is my collection, ladies and gentlemen. This is everything this is all the cards that I have collected in the series. How many cards, how many packs, and how much MFP did it take? Yeah, so 94 on Saturday to open a 10 box. So yeah, I opened a 10 box, and I started, and I got most of the collection, and then that night, I got another 6 packs. I got, I think I got 4 deluxe. I think I got 4 deluxe, WrestleMania Volume 2 packs, and then I got 2 basic ones, and I got more from those 6. And then yesterday, I've just been going through singles, randomly opening singles, and yeah, so I did manage to get Dirty Dominic, I got Maurice, I got Carrie Sane last night, I got Karrion Kross, and I got Dakota Kai. Yeah, so I got another 4 in the collection just from opening singles. But yeah, so you're never guaranteed, you're not guaranteed to complete your set. And we got BFAB, and we got Natalia, but we got those another time. So yeah, we got those 2 on Saturday, which puts me 1 card away from Rhea Ripley. I just need to get Carmelo Hayes from the next time. And then to get my final ruby in Jey Uso and Cruz del Toro, who is my last emerald. But yeah, you're never guaranteed to get what you need or what you want. But personally, I recommend that you stay to it, and I'm pretty close to getting Tiffany. I need Alba Fyre and Julius Creed, as I did get Akira Tozawa last night. So yeah, so the pack rate is not very good, ladies and gentlemen. I think it is not good. The only way, if you wanted to do the Booker T event, you'd have to buy his packs, his cards outright, which I did at the start of the game. So yeah, so the pack rates are not that good. And then let's talk about the oddities. Yeah, so these are pretty good. Like for starters, these are pretty good. Personas to get. All we need is more from personas, and that's all we ask, is like more personas. And now we talk about the final subject of this video. We talk about locker codes, and as you see, every locker code that has come to the game so far, we've got Elite Rock, a Dom Mysterio with his mask on. We got Drew McIntyre. We've got Gunther. We got Rey Mysterio. We got Roman Reigns. We got Liv Morgan, and we got Sheamus. And the 2 cards that they put in the game already, which we have yet to see any action from, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes are eluding us. And yeah, so my faction, guys, is not in a good place. Like, it is not in a good place. Like 2K, whether it's a issue in this, yeah, whether it's an issue in the business, whether it's a problem behind the scenes, why are they not giving the people consistent content to play? That's just the question that baffles me. I have a feeling, personally, it's because 2K have had enough of leakers leaking content, and obviously, as a company, you don't want stuff to be leaked, and you don't want stuff to be out there in the public eye. Like, that's your job. But 2K are not doing that, so people are taking the matter into their own hands, and they are leaking the content. And obviously, guys, 2K has seen this leaked content, and they're like, oh, well, people are leaking it. People know when this content's coming out. So obviously, 2K have changed their schedule. That's all I'm saying, is that 2K has changed their schedule because the leakers out there are literally ruining the game for the consumer, and 2K are taking action, and everybody else is suffering because the leakers are leaking the content, and 2K has had enough of it. So yeah, that's why the game is a bit stale. That's why the game isn't isn't in a good state of mind. That's why it's not in a place where it should be at the moment, because the leakers are leaking the content, and all the fan base can do is sit and watch as 2K suck the fun out of the game, because it's obviously to teach everyone a lesson that, oh, we're not going to give you what we're if you want this and you want that, we're not going to give it to you until it's our time, until we're ready to give it to you. But yeah, hopefully May is going to be better. But as we know, and you can see the season pass right there, there's everyone we're getting in the DLC. We're getting Legends. Yeah, we're getting Legends. We're getting Great Khali. We're getting some up-and-coming... Yeah, we're getting some up-and-coming DLC stars, NXT stars. We get Stephanie Perker. We get Julia. We get Jordan Grace. We get Victoria. We get the Bull, I think her name is. We get Mark Henry. We get Great Khali, Mr. Ass. We get, I think that's Lex Luger. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get Road Dogg and Dale O'Brien, Penta, and the Motor City Machine Guns. But that's it for my video, guys. I will see you guys in my next one soon. Peace.